Hi Leo, thank you for joining me for your May bonus general read. Please remember that this is still general, so it's not going to resonate for everyone, and also all of the energies are still completely interchangeable. So the decks with intent, we've got this deck for your energy, Leo, towards the individual that you're dealing with in a love situation. This deck is for their energies towards you, and the central deck is the mutual energies between you both. If you feel that you're resonating more with this deck, then it's absolutely fine for you to claim it. If it's not resonating for you at all this time around, then that's okay. Right, so let's see what comes out of your cards. Leo Collective in love, please. Leo Collective in love. Leo's okay, so Leo, the zodiacs that I can see in your reading, and don't worry if the individual that you're dealing with, if their zodiac doesn't show up in your read, okay? It's just additional information for some. Some people do find it useful and others not so much. So your wheel of the year, that's the wheel of fortune. That's Jupiter energy, so that's fire. We've got Five of Swords, which is Venus in Aquarius. You've got Karma, that is the Judgment card, which is Pluto energy, so it's more fire. You've got the Seven of Wands, which is Mars in Leo energy. The Hanged Man is Neptune, so it's water energy. The Eight of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius energy. The King of Coins is Taurus energy. Four of Wands is Sun in Aries. No, it's Venus in Aries. The Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. Nine of Coins is Venus in Virgo. The Magician is Mercury, so it's air energy. The Four of Cups is Moon in Cancer energy. The Six of Wands, which is Jupiter in Leo energy. The Queen of Cups is Cancerian, and the Ten of Cups is Mars in Pisces. Okay, so your energies towards the individual that you're dealing with in a love situation. I am feeling here that this isn't going by the cards, this is just by the energies that I'm picking up. Some of you have got really bad brain fog at the moment, and it's really hard to stay focused. Yeah, it's a very confusing energy to try and work in. So there's something here that pertains to a fog that is currently clouding your judgment. That's for some of you, not all of you. So your overall energy when it pertains to this particular connection with this particular individual is the Wheel of the Year. That's the card of fate, karma, destiny. It's also an action card, so there are things that are happening for you behind the scenes that you're not yet fully aware of. And this pertains to you. You've been laying down the groundwork with someone, and for a long while you felt that your hard work wasn't paying off, and your cards are indicating here that things are about to start moving with the Wheel of the Year, and it's things that you're not necessarily aware of. Now there is something here about your energy at the moment. You're being quite stubborn. That's not a bad thing, honestly, it really isn't. It's just you're standing firm in your decisions, and you're not going to be budged. You feel that the individual that you've been dealing with is, you feel that they always have to win. It's like how you're seeing them behave. You're seeing them with the attitude that they always have to win, and they don't like, they're a sore loser, basically. But again, please, cross-watchers, switch the energies around if it applies, okay? It's all completely interchangeable. Now, this individual, or you, are you going to be asking someone here for a second chance, Leo? No. Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Again, I have to make this really, really clear that the energies are interchangeable, okay? So I'm just going to have to try and keep this as simple as I can, so that the timeline can be easier understood, and it is up to whoever is watching to decide if they're resonating with the top line or if they're resonating with the bottom line. But what I'm seeing here is in Leo's cards, because the intent was Leo's energy in the top deck, it's certainly looking like, Leo, you're wanting things to start moving, and it pertains to an individual that it's looking a lot like you're going to be asking somebody here for a second chance, and it's this pertains to, it is an ex, and it's someone who, there's been a lot of conflict between you both with the Seven of Wands. It's like the last time that you spoke to this individual, it wasn't great. It really, really wasn't. And it left you in the Five of Swords energies, which is, it left you really analysing the situation, feeling that the situation wasn't fair, and it left you feeling that you had to leave that situation quite quickly. There was something that was very insensitive about that conversation. An individual was insensitive towards you, or see, again, because the Judgment card, it's showing up in your energy, so I have to read it that way. But it's looking like there was an insensitive subject that was brought up, and it's caused an argument here. Somebody felt like they had to win in this situation, regardless of the consequences. It's also telling us that your current energy is, because it pertains to success after the obstacles, it tells us that you're currently in that energy of being in the obstacle. So you're fighting through this turbulent energy. There is definitely an awakening here with the Karma card, and someone asking here for a second chance. Now, even though the cards, see, this is where I'm in a bit of internal conflict now, because it's showing up as your energy towards the individual that you're dealing with. But the weird thing is, I'm not actually feeling that this is your energy, Leo. I'm feeling that this is the individual that you're dealing with. I'm feeling that there was an argument and somebody was very, very insensitive towards you during that argument, so you had to quickly remove yourself from that connection. And now they're coming back in asking you for a second chance here, and they've realised how insensitive that they were being, basically. And it's like you took no further action after you removed yourself from the situation, because you knew that something would come back round. You knew that this individual would come back round. It was just a matter of when and not if. We definitely do have an individual here who is a sore loser. They see arguments as an opportunity to somehow prove themselves, and if they lose an argument, then they take that very, very personally. It's a strange one, it really is. In their energies towards you, we've got the Magician, the Four of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. So the individual that you're dealing with, Leo, they're learning here how to be flexible, because their overall energy is the Magician. So if you were dealing with an individual who is equally as stubborn as you, then they are slowly but surely learning to become more flexible, and they would like for you to also try and be a little bit more flexible. They do want to communicate here with the Magician, because the Magician is all about communication. However, they are currently in Four of Cups, which means that they are currently not communicating because they are quite sure that you're going to reject them. They are trying to get your attention, though, with the Six of Wands. So they're doing something here publicly. They're quite possibly making deliberate posts that are aimed towards you to get your attention. I'm not seeing that they are malicious, though. It's more of a... They're creating public posts in the hope that you'll see how hurt they are by not having you around. So it's kind of like a PDA but online, in the hope that you'll see. It is also a little bit woe is me, but their intention is actually really, really sweet, because their intent is the Ten of Cups. So they are seeing you here as long term. They're seeing you as their ultimate happiness, and this is what they're wanting. That this is definitely an individual who is wanting you back. And yeah, this is actually an X returns timeline. Once again, I do apologise. So for some of you that would be music to your ears, and for others of you not so much. I appreciate that, but please bear in mind that literally I don't control what comes out of the cards. I just tell you what's in your energies. So I don't get a choice in what cards come out, I'm afraid. In your mutual energies, there is definitely communication here, Leo, it's heading straight towards you. They are going to communicate with you directly instead of doing it in a roundabout way. They're just going to directly communicate with you. And you are going to question this individual's intent. You will be. And this individual is fully aware that you don't completely trust them. That's why they're expecting you to reject them. But nonetheless, they're still going to try. And when you receive this communication, it's going to be the promise of being more supportive with the King of Coins energy. And it's also going to be a promise to take the connection seriously and to take it up to the next stage, to really invest in this connection with you. Now, because you don't fully trust their intent towards you, you are going to make the assumption that this is part of their mind games and manipulation. So again, there is a really strong element here that you don't fully trust this individual, and it is putting a dampener on the connection. Of course it is. So obviously I don't know what it is that this individual's done to you. I'm literally just seeing that someone is going to reach out towards you, and it's going to throw you into a bit of mental conflict. Brain fog. So that's where we were picking up the brain fog from. You're trying to decide whether or not to give them a brand new chance, because you're feeling, how many chances can I give one individual? Which, you know, that's completely fair, and it's completely up to you. This individual is adamant, though. They are adamant, and there is a lot of fire energy in this read, which tells me that there is going to be a lot of action that's coming in towards you that pertains to this connection, and it's action that you have wanted to see happen for a very long time, because for the longest time you've been in hangman mode, which is the card of non-action, and it's all thinking and analysing, but it's definitely not a card of action. And then all of a sudden you've got all of this wands energy that is coming in towards you, and to be completely honest with you, you weren't expecting it all to come rushing in at you at once. So for some of you, not all of you, you're actually dealing here with 2 or more individuals in a love situation. So again, that's why I'm feeling quite strongly the reasons behind so much mental conflict, because there is a decision here that you need to make, and you don't take decision making lightly. I do have a lot of respect for Leo energy for that, because they don't just jump in 2 feet first without considering the possible consequences. I really do like that about Leo energy. They're very thoughtful, not just for themselves, but for who else their decisions could affect also. And for some of you, yeah, there are actually little ones involved here as well. So again, that's other individuals that you are going to be taking into consideration when it pertains to making this decision with this particular connection, because they're not just letting you down, they're letting the little ones down as well. So you're going to be very brave here, and you're going to thoroughly analyse how serious this individual is. Now, here's the rub. For some of you, this is very, very 50-50 on which way this is going to go. It really, really is, because your last 2 cards in your mutual energies is the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Coins. So half of you are indeed going to give this individual a second chance, and there's going to be an opportunity here for you to rebuild and to make the foundation stronger than it ever was. And for some of you, in fact, there's even a very high possibility of you marrying this individual. And for the other half, you're not going to give this individual a second chance, and you are going to walk away from them permanently and continue for the time being to be single and independent. So again, it's another one of those reads, Leo, where I tend to get quite a lot of reads that branch off into different groups and that branch off into different timelines, and I always do read those out as and when I see them. Half of you are going to be, I'm not sure if solidifying is the correct word, but I'll go with it for now because I can't think of a better word right now. But half of you are going to be solidifying and rebuilding this connection, and the other half, consequences of giving this individual a second chance. It's just too much. It's Leo and their person of interest, please. In love. Thank you. Right, so we've got mirroring each other, self-image, Relationships reflect our wounds and introspection. Right. Someone here is not getting enough sleep, because as soon as I've connected to your energies, I'm literally being drained by the second. So some of you really need to go to bed and get some rest, like urgently. What I'm feeling with that card, for the ones who are walking away from this particular connection, again, you're doing so because you're not feeling that it's beneficial for you. Love call, someone expressing their love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So there's that communication that's coming in towards you, Leo. And again, just going back to that self-image in your mirror card, some of you, not all of you, the individual that you're dealing with, they have been introspecting quite a lot, and they've realized that they were actually reflecting their hurt and pain onto you, and that it was unfair. Team, awesome, healthy and open communication, spending time together, compatible and being on the same page. So that's for those of you where this situation is actually going to come back into union and it's going to be rectified. You will find that you're going to be stronger and healthier the next time round. The dragonfly, being light-hearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change and heal. Shy, nervous or too nervous to ask you out, it takes a minute. The answer is maybe and second guessing. Then we've got why, shaking your head in disbelief, frustrated, annoyed, focus on the solution rather than the problem and hand of cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand and gambling. See, again, even your clarifying cards at the end are very 50-50, because half of them is for one group of Leos and the other half is for the other group of Leos, very clearly. And the things that remain true throughout is the mirror, where somebody has reflected their internal wounds onto the other individual unfairly. And they're coming back around asking for a second chance, and you'll be receiving messages and communication of love. Getting back together, being back on the same page, being light-hearted, changing and healing. And then for the ones who are not going to reconcile this situation, you're going to be annoyed by this communication. You're going to keep your cards close to your chest that pertain to them having annoyed you by even asking you. And then nervous or too nervous to ask you out, it takes a minute. The answer's maybe and second guessing. Again, that's another energy that's going to remain true regardless of what group of Leos that you're in. You are going to be second guessing yourself. Leo and their person of interest, please, in love. Okay, look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. So that's for those of you who are doubting their abilities to be able to make a choice. And for the individual who was projecting their internal pain onto the Leo, or vice versa, then they're asking you here to examine why. Okay, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Again, that card is pertaining to an individual who is trying to correct this situation. Self-examination. Right, sacrifice. There are those worth making, and there are those that will destroy you. Ensure that you're making the choice freely and not by coercion. So be aware of any kind of emotional blackmail, and carefully considering your options before you make the decision on whether or not to give this connection another chance. I'm telling you, someone needs more sleep. Definitely. It's the most likely outcome, please, for Leo and their person of interest and love. Okay, right, so your most likely outcome, Page of Earth. I'm not surprised that card's come out, because that pertains to somebody extending an olive branch. Okay, so Page of Earth, schoolery, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, and a new area of study. So the most likely outcome here is the individual that you've been dealing with, Leo. They are going to be learning more about themselves, and equally you are going to be learning more about yourself, and you're going to be learning to trust your best judgments in the future. For those of you who were waiting for some kind of finances coming in, that they're letting you know here that there is indeed good news that is coming towards you that does pertain to your finances. And yeah, regardless of what group of Leos you're in, there is definitely an olive branch that is being extended. Right, so that is what I have for you, Leo. Please get in touch if that's resonated for you, because I literally don't know what it is I'm reading. I just have to trust my cards and the other messages as and when they come in. I do read all of your comments. I might not be able to reply to them all, but I absolutely do read them and appreciate every interaction on my channel. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, then that information can be found in my pinned comments below. So thank you again, Leo. Very, very best of luck with this. Please do take care out there, and we shall speak again soon. And go get some sleep, okay? Bye.